What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and these are my top 3 best skills for the Division 2. They're in no particular order, but we're going to be talking about 3 of the skills I think you should invest in and you should use early on in the Division 2. And we're going to go in this order. The first one is going to be the Reviver Hive. Now, the Hive and all of these, they all have different categories to them. So while there could be one ability, there really is like 3 or 4 things that ability can do, but you do have to choose what that ability is. So I'm going to kind of give the specific one for each ability that I'm picking. Like I said, Reviver Hive is my first one. This is the more medical one. This is like a healing one. I wanted to try and include one of these on the list because there's a couple ones that do like shields and you can use it for offense. You can also use it for defense. But this one is pretty basic. It's a machine that you can send out to revive fallen teammates and to heal them. Really, really good. Really, really powerful. Again, an ability that's more of the help orient. Now, a lot of these abilities, and then, a fun thing with the Division is, enemies, some of them are mindless enemies, but they come running down the hallway or they're wherever, and you shoot them and you kill them, and you're doing that with your friend, and it's like that nonstop. Bosses, yes, are a little bit harder, but a lot of these are more inclined you use them offensively, that they're more for exploding things or shooting things from afar, but there are some things that do help you out in terms of health, something that you will need in this game if you're downed very, very far away from a teammate, and this is pretty much used if you're playing with somebody else. It's not going to be the biggest thing to do if you're playing solo. Some of these you can use solo, but this one I wouldn't recommend. This one is when you're trying to play with a teammate. They get down somewhere far away where you can't reach them, but you can send this unit to go and get them. So that's really, really powerful in my opinion. The second one is Cluster Seeker Mines. Now this, the mines, my girlfriend has played a lot of this game. We've played the closed beta, we played the beta, and then we've played the actual game, and she loves the mines, the seeker mines, where you send it out and they target an enemy or a cluster of enemies, and that's what this one does. It's not just one mine. It's not a mine that follows the enemy and then explodes. It's a mine that can break apart into multiple mines and then explode, and it does the same thing. You send it out, it tracks an enemy for you, it'll follow them, so if they're running away from you, because a lot of these enemies are hard to actually stand still. They don't exactly stand still. Some of them, again, are kind of mindless. They'll run up to you in bad situations, or they'll run far away and do weird flanking maneuvers, but this is one that can basically follow them for you and take them out. Something that's really good because, again, the enemies in this game are pretty mobile as opposed to other games where maybe they would just stand around. But that's where the third one comes in. That's the Incinerator Turret. Now, there's a couple different kinds of turrets, and they're all very, very good. All of the turrets, let me just say this, all of the turrets are kind of the opposite of those seeker mines. Again, it depends on how you play. It depends on how the enemies, the AI decides to act against you, but a lot of these enemies will move around. The disadvantage to these turrets is that when you throw them, they're stuck in that position, okay? So only enemies that are within their line of sight or however long they're supposed to be looking, that's as far as they're going to target and shoot, right? But at the same time, if you can get the enemies clustered into one area, you can get them maybe coming down a hallway at you in one single file line, and you put one of these turrets out, they're going to deal a lot of damage. The Incinerator one is just one that I like. There's just a normal turret one. There's actually a sniper turret one that does like increased damage. So they're all kind of comparable. It doesn't really matter which one you're going to use. I picked this one. I think this one's the coolest one. Shoots fire. That's pretty awesome. But again, you have to use it right. You have to make sure that you're throwing it in a strategic place. And one thing this game still hasn't gotten perfect, and this happened in the first division as well, is the aiming. It kind of like the way that the game actually aims you, it sometimes kind of auto locks where it's aiming. It doesn't have the complete fluidity, so you can throw your item literally wherever you want it to be. So that is somewhat of a problem, but if you can throw this in the right spot, you can get it to hit a wide range of enemies. You can get enemies to kind of walk in front of it or get within its line of sight. It's going to do a lot of damage. It's going to help you out. It's basically another person. Again, these two are kind of, this one and the Seeker Mines are solo enabled. If you're playing by yourself, there are extra ways to kill enemies, whereas if you're playing with a person, that's another great thing. It's a third person basically in your party for a limited time, obviously, but it's a really good way to get those extra kills to help you out, maybe to put it behind you for the turret or something to stop a flank or whatever, but really, really powerful if you use it those ways. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what are your best skills for the Division 2? What are the skills that you recommend other people use in this game? Let me know. know, make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel podcast now. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all our videos go up. And thank you, as always, for watching these videos. I hope to see you on the next one.